Every investigation begins somewhere. It often starts with a single phone call. A person sees something wrong. They dial the emergency number. A dispatcher takes the call and gathers basic information. Who is calling? What happened? Where did it happen? This first report is critical. It sets everything that follows into motion. The dispatcher sends police officers to the location. These first responders are the first official set of eyes and ears at a potential crime scene. Their initial actions can shape the entire course of an investigation. They are trained to arrive quickly. They assess the situation with a calm, professional mindset. Once officers arrive, their first priority is always human life. They must immediately check if anyone is hurt. If someone needs medical attention, paramedics are called in right away. Saving a life is more important than preserving every piece of evidence. After initial safety checks are complete, the next crucial step is securing the scene. Police officers create a clear boundary. They often use yellow tape that reads, "Crime scene, do not cross." This tape is more than just a warning. It is a physical barrier that protects the integrity of the area. The goal is to prevent anything from being added or taken away. Unauthorized people can leave their own footprints, fibers, or DNA. They might accidentally move, damage, or destroy critical evidence. A secure scene is a clean slate for the investigators. Controlling access is paramount. A single officer is assigned to maintain a log of everyone who enters and leaves. It records name, agency, and the exact time of entry and exit. This includes police officers, detectives, medical personnel, and crime scene technicians. This log becomes part of the official case file and can be used in court. Better to start too large than too small. Investigators can always shrink it later. Too small, and vital evidence could be lost or contaminated. Once the scene is fully secured, CSIs begin their work. Their job is not to solve the crime, but to document it in meticulous detail. Before anything is moved, the entire scene is photographed. Technicians take hundreds, sometimes thousands of pictures. Wide show overall layout. Mid-range shows relationships. Close-ups capture potential evidence with a small ruler for scale. Alongside photography, technicians create sketches. They record exact measurements. Later, a finalized diagram is produced using software for clarity. That diagram is used by detectives, lawyers, and a jury. Detailed notes log weather, lighting, smells or sounds, and the time each item was found and photographed. Open windows or lights left on are recorded. Together, photos, sketches, and notes create a virtual snapshot of the scene. A crime scene can only be processed once. Once the tape comes down, the original state is gone. This documentation lets everyone revisit the scene exactly as investigators did. After documentation, the careful work of evidence collection begins. Technicians follow strict procedures to prevent contamination. They wear gloves, masks, and full-body suits, and change gloves frequently. Fresh gloves for each item prevent accidental transfer of prints or DNA. Small items, like hairs, fibers, or paint chips, are picked up with tweezers or a special vacuum. They go into a folded paper bindle, then into an evidence bag or envelope. Larger items are stabilized and placed in appropriate containers to preserve condition. Biological evidence needs airflow. Never seal wet items in plastic. DNA swabs are air-dried before packaging. Protocols protect biological material for testing. Once packaged, an item is sealed and labeled with tamper-evident tape. The technician signs and dates the seal. Labels include case number, date and time, description, exact location, and the technician's name. If reopened, a broken seal makes it obvious. This labeling starts the chain of custody. The chain of custody is one of the most critical concepts in forensic science. It is the life story of a piece of evidence, documenting every person who handled it, from collection at the scene to presentation in court. This paper trail is non-negotiable. It begins with the evidence label, its birth certificate. Every time evidence changes hands, a record is made. The custodian signs receipt. Detectives sign it out and sign it back in. Couriers and lab techs sign for transport and intake. Each signature, date, and time adds a link to the chain. An unbroken chain proves integrity. It shows the item in court is the same one collected and that it was secure. A gap raises serious questions. Defense may argue contamination or planting. A broken chain can make evidence inadmissible and cripple a case. That's why meticulous record-keeping matters. Once evidence arrives at the forensic laboratory, its journey continues, logged in to continue the chain of custody. Each department has a defined function. DNA scientists extract and profile genetic material. Print examiners develop and photograph invisible fingerprints, then compare them to databases. Ballistics links bullets and casings to firearms. Analyses follow strict, standardized procedures. Scientists document tests, settings, and results for reliability and review. Peer review and transparency are cornerstones of good science. Findings are formalized in reports that state facts. Lab results can be powerful. DNA and fingerprints can link people to scenes or items, but results don't solve the crime alone. Detectives must place scientific facts into the larger context. Reports say what the data shows, such as a DNA profile match, nothing more. Investigators turn results into leads. With the lab results in hand, the investigation enters a new phase. Detectives synthesize information into a coherent narrative. They combine scientific findings, scene observations, and witness statements. Like a director, they assemble scenes and characters. They weigh physical evidence, timelines, and potential motives. An unknown fingerprint is searched in national databases. DNA profiles are compared to suspects or databases. They interview witnesses, verify alibis, and review digital and video evidence. They account for every minute. A suspect's fingerprint on a window is powerful, but it must be explained within the story of the crime. Detectives must remain objective and avoid tunnel vision. Good investigators keep an open mind and follow the evidence. They adhere to legal rules, like obtaining proper warrants. Their work builds the foundation for the legal case. When detectives believe they have enough, they present the case to a prosecutor. The prosecutor, representing the people, reviews photos, lab reports, witness statements, and notes. If the evidence meets the standard, charges are filed. The defense lawyer represents the accused and protects their rights. Through discovery, the prosecutor shares all evidence, helpful and harmful, with the defense. The defense scrutinizes every report and procedure. They may seek to exclude evidence if it was collected improperly. A judge decides what the jury may see. At trial, the prosecution calls CSIs, forensic scientists, and detectives to explain collection, testing, and meaning of the evidence. The defense questions their methods and conclusions. The jury weighs testimony and evidence to find facts. Then they apply the law to reach a verdict. The entire process, from the first call to the final verdict, is built on careful, methodical work. Every step protects the integrity of the evidence and the justice system. When procedures are followed, evidence is reliable. Jurors decide on facts, not speculation. Proper procedure guards against wrongful convictions and prevents the guilty from going free. Sometimes evidence shows the initial suspect couldn't have done it. Forensic results can clear a name as effectively as they implicate. Respect for victims is central. Professional investigations provide answers and closure, with privacy protected. Handle sensitive details with care, securing the scene, wearing gloves, documenting everything, maintaining chain of custody. These preserve facts that can be trusted. That trust is essential. Careful work protects the innocent, brings accountability to the guilty, and delivers fair, reliable justice that is true to the evidence.